Well, today I'm excited because I get to walk through a newly renovated backyard landscape where the homeowner had some challenges and with a little bit of creativity was able to come up with some solutions to a backyard that was a bit of a blank slate, had some drainage issues, but also accomplished certain hardscape and landscape features that fit within her budget. Well, I'm here with the homeowner, Kristen, where we're at the backyard. The home is about 10 years old. Kristen, we're surrounded by some new elements here. And tell me a little bit about them and what you wanted to try to accomplish for your family here in the backyard.
We wanted a place where we could relax and entertain as a family. I've got a kid and a dog, and so we were looking for a flat space because the yard is sloped.
Right.
We needed a nice big space where we could put chairs or a table.
You had the landscape crews install a bit of a patio, a fire pit right here for some entertaining. Even got a little bit of blueberries off to the side for a little edible treat. And over here we even have a nice 4x8 raised bed already teeming with vegetables, tomatoes and peppers I see. You guys plan on using that around the culinary kitchen?
Yeah, we love the garden. We've always had a garden in our backyard, and so we really wanted to incorporate as much as possible the edibles. So, the blackberries, the blueberries, and have them really accessible to us when we're in the backyard.
Right. Completely makes sense to me, kind of right off the kitchen space, coming off the back porch. And also, you're looking to do a little bit more storage underneath the deck.
So all of this was basically eroded soil after, years of rain coming down through the deck. And so what we wanted is a place, a raised sort of area that would connect and allow us to put a shed there.
Gotcha.
For some additional storage. So that's the next step in our plan. But then just putting the gravel down helped a lot with keeping the soil from becoming just a big mud pit.
Right. So you were able to take an unused space that was eroding, that was dirty and messy, and really just with some nice terracing of some 6x6 and some railroad ties, able to really turn into a very functional space and be able to add a shed later. I love it. And so Kristen, behind us, we got a spot for the kids. Tell me a little bit about why this is important to you and how you went about it.
We really wanted this to be a family-friendly backyard, and so we installed the playset and wanted a safe space for her to land if she falls, which she does a lot. Which
you've given ample room here with the playground mulch around the whole playset area, and you used a type of mulch which is great. It's commercially certified Play Soft mulch. It's available at a few retailers around town and installed usually in the 4 to 6 inch range, so it's nice and soft. Can take a tumble or two and so keep the kiddos safe. So we're walking along your back fence line here and we're staring at some really large privet hedgerow here. Tell me a little bit about what the original landscape plan called for and how things changed around a little bit.
Yeah, I think we had talked about removing all of this and putting in some new trees. But really, once we looked at the budget, I don't think we could make it work. And plus, I think one thing that we had talked about is even if we put new trees in, you would lose a lot of the privacy that these existing shrubs provided. And
you bring up a really great point about how we're taking a look at a large project, has a lot of budgetary constraints sometimes, and you got to be creative a little bit where, as opposed to removing these 15, 20-foot hedges, you kind of cleaned them up a little bit, gave them a facelift, trimmed up the undersides a little bit, had a playable space underneath, increased your square footage of your yard, and just kind of feeling it out. And if the budget were to allow down the line, you can always do that. So Kristen, we're looking at more edibles here, some fruit trees around the patio. Talk to me a little bit about these installations.
Yeah, I really wanted some edible trees to go with the vegetable garden. So we picked out a couple of varieties that would work together.
Yep, absolutely. And Liberty is a great cultivar for the southeast region, handles the heat, the humidity, the drought, and just really a good overall apple tree for our region. We're talking a little bit about how you're using some of this space underneath the deck. We got a 4x8 planted here, and tell me a little bit about what you have grown in.
Got some beans in the back, got some onions, some peppers, and some cucumbers.
Sounds great. Everything's off to a really great start. Got a little bit of caterpillar damage eating the collard greens. Pretty typical for brassicas around this time of year.
Yep.
Maybe a little bit of diatomaceous earth or a BT spray is an organic option to try to control those. Very much at a controllable state. They definitely don't have to take down the crop at this point. A little organic solution, get you fixed up right. And then over here we got some blueberries, some southern rabbit eyes, Have you been able to chance to eat some of this fruit yet?
Yeah, actually, my daughter was grabbing them off the right off the bush, so
Nice.
she's already a big fan.
Nice,
So
nice.
they're done really well.
Yeah, they're great. They look very healthy, nice dark green leaves. I'm sure when at time of planting added a little bit of a soil acidifier, which is really needed. You want the pH to be somewhere in between the 6.5 range for these. Being southern rabbit-eye, again, they're really great for our region's heat and humidity. And there's two varieties planted here, which would be a powder blue and a climax, and just great for pollination purposes and picking for many years to come. Looks like everything's growing in. We've been really fortunate to have some rains come in, but I always try to help and tell people that, hey, that first year is very important. Get all the new plantings watered in really well. Get a good soaking once or twice a week, either with rain or a garden hose, but it looks like you've been doing a great job. Everything looks really healthy, so great luck in your success.
Thank you.
For inspiring garden tours, growing tips, and garden projects, visit our website at volunteergardener.org or on YouTube at the Volunteer Gardener channel, and like us on Facebook.